My Fortnite Creative Mini BR has been out for over 2 years now, and Chapter 2 Season 2 of that map has just been released, and today I thought it would be a good idea to give a tour of the map. If you guys enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and use code Wotts to support me. Let's get straight into the video. Alright, so this is the first POI. This is Lake Fungi. It's kind of like a generic lake POI. You got a nice little lighthouse in the center with a chug can you can buy. Last season it was a burst quad launcher. But, considering Season 2's theme, I thought this was more fitting. And also around here, you can find a dumpster, which features a new mechanic called dumpster diving, which you can get some exclusive loot from. See, we just got the stink bombs right there, which you can only get from dumpsters. And yeah, it's a new feature in Season 2, and this PO is really cool. There's like a bunch of islands with a bunch of trees and a bunch of mats. And obviously the center island has the capture point, which you can get a damage boost from, as well as a mythic and newly added this season, some exotic splashes. Alright, so next notable area is the landmark known as the bridge. So this POI is a remixed version of the road from Wotts Royale Chapter 1, and this bridge has 3 slurp trucks along it, as you can see, as well as a ton of chests, so it's a great spot for looting up, as well as being right around the Lake Fungi POI. So there's plenty of loot to go around. You got a free capture point around over there, and you get like free shields, so it's a really nice landmark to go at. Alright, for our next POI, we have a newly added one in Season 2, which is Slappy Sight. So Slappy Sight is a new POI themed around slap juice, as you can see, and it fits pretty well with this season's theme, considering it's a slap versus slurp kind of theme. We also have a few dumpsters around this POI where you can get some more loot, including the exclusive stink bombs. There is a capture point in this POI, as every named POI has one, as well as a slurp truck, so you can get instant shield. We have some more dumpsters around the POI. You can also get rusty cans. I know a lot of people are probably not going to use that, but it's fitting for a dumpster. We also got a lot of stink bombs from that one. We got 4 from that one. Nice. Alright, so we're going to capture this capture point and see what we get. Alright, so we got some exotic slap splashes. I'm actually going to take these over the stink bombs. And we got a mythic heavy sniper. That's very nice. Got another dumpster over here. Let's see what we get. Got some materials and some ammo. So these are also really good for getting a bunch of ammo and stuff, get stacked, you know what I'm saying. There are also a few launch pads in this POI, one right here, which you can use to rotate. And there's also a lot of slap barrels. As you can see, there's 4 right in this one area alone. And there's like a few chests. If I go around the corner, you will see some more slap barrels over there. Quite a few over there. And yeah, we also have this one very uniquely shaped building, which we'll go in right now. As you can see, a lot of slap barrels in this one. A lot of wood you can get from this one, and a few chests. And then we come over here, we get another dumpster, which gave us an armored wall. That's another thing. These are returning from last season, and they can now only be gotten from dumpsters. So that's a nice little addition, nice little way to vary the loot pool without clogging it. As you can see, we got another building with a bunch of slap barrels. You can definitely come here for instant 100 shield, as well as a nice slap effect. And then we have one more building over here, and it's, kind of similar to the one before. We have some more slap barrels, and yeah. So we also have the main attraction of Slappy Sight, and that is the Slap Factory. This is the biggest building, and if we go in here, you can see there's a bunch of slap barrels, as well as some materials, as well as a lot of chests. There's 4 chests on this bottom floor alone, and if we go up one of these pillars, we can see there are more slap barrels as well as another chest. So this building has 8 chests, as well as a ton of free slap barrels. So it's definitely a great POI to get stacked. A lot of heals, a lot of mats, a lot of just loot in general. Very good building. You also have, if we go up here, you also have some more chests on here. So this POI actually has a total of 12 chests in this one building alone, so it's a nice place to get looted up. My apologies, 10. These sides don't have them, but there's still a lot of chests. Great place to loot up. Also a great place for materials. There's just a lot of stuff to farm in this area, so yeah. Alright, so our next POI is Wottsian Home Base, a return from Chapter 1 Season 5, actually. So Wottsian Home Base was first introduced in Chapter 1 Season 5, and it lasted all the way up until Chapter 1 Season 9, until it was actually replaced with a variant of this POI known as Suburban Home Base, with a nice little hotel at the side, kind of referencing what the POI originally was in Chapter 1 Season 1. You got a lot of mats in this area. This one building is like a mat warehouse. house. We also got 4 launch pads over here, so there's a lot of mobility, as well as 4 chests, so there's some decent loot right there. And then we go up here, we can see there's some more chests. The capture point is over there. And we also got a shadow tracker vending machine, so definitely nice little exotic you can get here. We also got this room, which is used to store this radio signal dish thing. I'm not sure exactly what these are called, but a device like this was actually very important to the storyline in Chapter 1, Season 5, and Chapter 1, Season 6. You can watch the trailers for those ones. They aren't the best trailers looking back now, but they're very important to the story. We also got 2 chests in this room, and actually, fun fact, when this PY is first introduced, this room actually used to be filled with explosives. There were a bunch of explosive barrels over here, as well as gas cans, like, in every corner. However, they were eventually removed because it was kind of laggy, so yeah, this is definitely less laggy, but it's not as cool, I'm gonna be honest. If I could have all those explosives in here again, I definitely would. Alright, so now we're gonna go to the capture point in this PY and see what we get. Alright, we just captured it. We got some more chili chug slashes, but I'm not gonna carry them, don't really have enough space. And we got a grappler, mythic grappler. So that is very nice. We're gonna be able to get around a lot faster now. And especially over these mountains, which will lead us to our next POI. Alright, so this is our next POI, Fountain Fortress. So let's just go through this POI real quick. So over here we have a nice little watchtower. You can go in here. There's not really much in here, but you can actually go up here for a chest. It's a very nice little addition. The next building we have over here is actually what I'm very proud of. This building is the prison area. So we go in here. See, there's a bunch of rooms. There's a bunch of prison cells with beds in them. You know what I'm saying? Gotta go up here. There's some chests around this area. There was originally a chest when I was first making this POI in every single room, but it took up too much space and I ended up running out of chest storage, so kind of had to remove a bunch of them, but you know, it's good. This POI would have been broken anyways with all those chests, with 15 in just one building. I mean, on one side. 30 in total, which would be crazy. And then we go up here and it's kind of the same story, you know, no pun intended, you know, stories of a building, you know, very funny, you know what I'm saying? All right, and then we have the main building now. This is the main fortress. I'm gonna be honest, this is just a prefab. I'm gonna be real. When I was building this POI, I kind of just like throw out a prefab because I was like, oh, this is kind of a cool building, and I wasn't as good with creative as I am now, so definitely improved since then. So this POI might be going bye-bye soon, so I can kind of get rid of this prefab stain, but you never know. If we also come around here to the back, there's another outpost over there, and we can actually go to it to see the full name, because I'm going to be honest, I kind of forgot this is kind of a outer POI that I don't really mention at all. So we got the hydration outpost. So obviously with the whole theme about this being water, no, hydration makes sense. Hydration outpost kind of fits the whole theme with that. But we have one more building to go through. So this final building is the shrine room. So definitely looks very nice, you know, got a bunch of like water in here, obviously water themed POI, and we come in here and we got this giant orb as well as 4 chests underneath. This is definitely a nice little cool building piece. I like it a lot. If I do end up getting rid of this POI, this is definitely something from it that I might consider keeping. It's just a nice little addition, nice little custom building I made, and yeah. Alright, there's also some very cool mountains around this POI. Nothing really special about them, but they're just kind of there, you know? Kind of just cool little mountains. Alright, so now we have our next new Season 2 POI called Chug Central. I'm sure you can guess why that's the name. We got a ton of slurp barrels over here. Like, if I just go over here right quick and just do this, instant 100 shield, you know what I'm saying? Definitely very nice little addition. We also got a launch pad out here, as well as the inside of the building, you know, very nice, very nice. We use the slurp barrels as tables in Chug Central. And across the street, we got this very long, kind of reminds me of a train station building, but you go in here, you got a chest over here, and then you got a ton of slurp barrels over here. If you come to this POI, you are going to be like full health, full shield. Does not matter what. You break one of these and you're just back to full. This room also repeats a few times, you know, so you're just getting the max of everything. Definitely a little funny little troll if you want to do this. If you come here, you can just get rid of all these slurp barrels with pyramids, and no one gets any of this shield. So nice little troll to play on people who do end up coming here. Then we come across the street, we got another like slurp restaurant kind of POI. You know, it's kind of similar to the other one, but we got some more slurp barrels in here, some more tables, and yeah. We also got this building, which I would call the POI's hub area. You know, got a bunch of sitting arrangements over here with some slurp barrels, and that's squirt sign. And that's kind of the same story in every corner. And in the center, we got a big old slurp sign, as well as 4 chests. So definitely a nice little area for loot if you definitely want to go here. This is probably one of the best POIs in the game. Unironically, it may be a pretty small POI, as you can see. But there's tons of heals, there's tons of loot. It's kind of crazy, actually. We got one more building over here. We actually got a few more buildings. This one, kind of another slurp restaurant. You know, we got more slurp barrel tables. Only 1 chest in this one. Gonna be honest, I kind of ran out of chests around this time, so I kind of needed to place them sparingly. Then if we come around here, we can find another dumpster with another exclusive item, creeping cardboard. And we come over here, we got another like little hangout area. It's not really a restaurant, there's no real area to buy stuff. Kind of just hang out, chill here. More slurp barrel tables, as you were accustomed to seeing. Very nice little neat building. And then over here we have the final building. It's just another slurp restaurant, nothing too special, we've seen it all. Alright, so if we come around over here, we can see the landmark Righteous Rafts. So if any of you guys have looked at Chapter 1 of Wotts Royale at all, you would know that Righteous Rafts is a named POI in the original Wotts Royale. But here, it's a landmark because I was looking back at it, I wanted to bring back 3 POIs, so I brought back 1 Wottsian home base, and this one, you know, Righteous Rafts, and another one that we're going to get to soon. And I thought, you know, it's not really too big of a POI, and it's really also not that infamous to me. If you know Wotts Royale, this one isn't too crazy, but I still thought it was a neat little POI. It was one of the few Chapter 1, Season 1 POIs still alive at the end of Chapter 1 of Wotts Royale. So it was definitely neat seeing that. Most Chapter 1, Season 1 Wotts Royale POIs have been removed from Wotts Royale entirely. But this is one of the few that stayed. It's still in the game right now. You can go play this and still play around with it. You know, we got the classic little, you know, boxes in here. Over here, got a chest. I might consider revamping this POI. Maybe for Season 3, you never know. But we also got a bunch of rafts. And yeah, this dude, you know, this guy might be important to the story. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Only I know. And you're gonna have to guess for yourself if this guy's important. Alright, so we got one more landmark before I go over into another named POI. And this is the Underpass Hideout. So, I thought it would be really cool to have like a POI made out of like player-built structures, you know. You can edit them and everything. You go up here, you know, a nice little layout for a nice little building. I think this is really cool for like a little underground. It's kind of underground POI. And then you can also come up here, and yeah, there's just a lot of room in this one. We also got this building over here, which you can enter through the front. We got a dumpster here, newly added this season. Got some more creeping cardboard, and then you can come up these stairs and get on top. So got this pole, which you can use to cover yourself, and a chest. We also got this weird little structure, a nice little cover area. You know, you come around here, you get in like this corner. You got angles from this side and this side. But better watch out, you might want to edit this back. You know what I'm saying? Better watch your back. Then we got the final part of this area, and it's just this. You know, chest, 2 fence doors. You got a little few corners that most people might not expect you to be in, so you go over here and be like, BAM! And then you got them, you know what I'm saying? Very nice little POI. I like this one a lot. I might keep this throughout the whole of Chapter 2. You never know. You never know. Alright, our next POI requires us to go to very high altitudes and then straight back down. This is the Valley of Memories. So this POI is actually probably the biggest one that Wotts Royale has ever seen, I'm gonna be honest. But this one might seem very familiar to you. So this POI is actually a mixture of a bunch of iconic, I wouldn't say iconic because, you know, not very big, but a bunch of very important POIs from Wotts Royale Chapter 1. So if we just go over, let's say here, you know, I got a skeleton here of the stone snakes, as they're known as in Wotts Royale. Very important to the story, as you know, if you've been caught up with the lore. Next, we got this saloon from Wotts Royale Season 4 from the POI Wild Westerns, you know. Nice little saloon area. You come in here, you know, got a lot of stuff. This is actually from a POI that was added in Season 4, removed in Season 7, and then returned in a different spot in Season 10. Very neat, very neat. You also gotta come up here and you get a launch pad. Very nice. If we go over here, we get the Durburger building that was used for the Coastal Line Durburger landmark in Chapter 1. Very nice POI. I remember making that landmark, you know, placing down the Durburger and then building around it. You also got another launch pad over here. Next up, we have this little junkyard kind of POI. So this was actually from the Jimmy's Junkyard POI from Chapter 1, which was originally Mr. Beast Team C's POI that I made. Because, you know, that was coming out around the same time as this POI was made. So I was like, you know, Jimmy's Junkyard, you know, it's fitting. I also released it alongside the recycler item, which was in the game last season. The recycler was in Wotts Royale last season. It's now vaulted in Wotts Royale because the grenade launcher's in here. They were in the game at the same time last season, but, you know, thought it was more fitting to only have the grenade launcher this season. But Jimmy's Junkyard is actually one of the few, I guess you could say, collab POIs in Wotts Royale. There's only 2 up until season 7 until there was a few. If you guys know. You know, like the iconic little under area, you know what I'm saying? Then we come over here. We got the nice little cold constructions chair. So this actually had a boss here back when they dropped legendary weapons, and legendary weapons were actually not in the loot pool. So yeah, nice little bit of a Wotts Royale history for you. Legendary weapons were originally not in the loot pool because I wanted to make them basically the mythics, because mythics weren't in creative at the time. It was only the Infinity Blade. And yeah, legendary weapons are basically the mythic equivalents in this map up until they added mythics. And that was actually the last season to not feature legendary weapons in the loot pool, so it's a very, very interesting fun fact for you. So next building, we got the Surrounded Suburbs Hotel building, you know. This was also in Suburban Home Base in Wotts Royale Chapter 1 Season 10. And yeah, you know, you guys already know what this is. I'm sure you guys already know what this is, considering it's just pretty fab. But yeah, okay, so this next building here is actually another very important lore piece to Wotts Royale. So as many of you know, there is this corporation known as the Immense Corp. They are kind of like the bad guys of Wotts Royale. They're like the main antagonists of the story. We also got Hop Rock Doolies over here. They're kind of like the main antagonists of the POI. They're kind of like the main antagonists of the story. And this was one of the buildings in the first time we ever saw them in Wotts Royale Chapter 1 Season 2 in the POI known as Immense Industries. Very classic POI in my opinion. I definitely think it was a good addition considering there was really nothing in that side of the spot. It was very empty around that area, and this kind of filled that void. Alright, so the next building we got here is the taco restaurant from the POI Taco Tyrant. So Taco Tyrant was a POI from Chapter 1 Season 1 to Chapter 1 Season 4, and you know, it was in the game, and then it got replaced with Third Domination, which is basically the same POI but Durburger themed. Kind of wanted like a little mini storyline there. Third Domination was eventually replaced with another POI, and Taco Tyrant returned in Chapter 1 Season X by the Coastline Durburger. It's kind of fitting area. I didn't really want to remove the POI that was already at where it was originally located, so I kind of put it right by the kind of same fitting area. Yeah, definitely an iconic POI for Wotts Royale, or memorable one in my opinion. You know, it was kind of above the water, got connected to the road landmark, which was like the best area, I'm gonna be honest, in the original Wotts Royale. And yeah, very nice POI. So that was the Valley of Memories. Very big POI, very spacious, very snowy. Alright, so our next POI is another lore POI. This is Chaos's Abandoned Abode. It's another landmark. This was first introduced in the Wotts Oween update of Chapter 1 Season 1. So it wasn't originally called Chaos's Abandoned Abode. If you guys watched my live stream of the Wotts Royale Season 10 finale event, you guys would know why it's called that. You know, very important lore reason. But this landmark was in the game up until Chapter 1 Season 5, I believe. And then it got replaced with a very similar named POI called Chaos's Camp. Got a bunch of buffs with a bunch of new loot, some more buildings, but you know, I thought I'd keep it OG with this one, keep it around what it was originally. And also we got a chug cannon in this POI too. Very nice addition. Definitely brings me back to when I was originally making Wotts Royale in Chapter 1 Season 1. Definitely remember this POI a lot, and yeah, let's move on. Alright, so our next POI is Sandy Storage. So, I mean, I think the storage part is pretty obvious, and I think the sandy part is also pretty obvious. It's a pretty sandy POI with a bunch of storage warehouses. We also got these bases with a bunch of, if we go inside, a bunch of rooms, a bunch of beds, you know, for the workers of this warehouse to be at. You know what I'm saying? You go up the top, there's chests under the stairs, not all the way up top, and then you can kind of fight up here, you know, camp it, see who's gonna come up and go BAM! You know what I'm saying? Very nice little part of this POI. We also got a vending machine with Hop Rock Doolies in them right here. And we also got a staircase over here, which leads down to another warehouse over there, as well as another, I don't really know what you'd call this kind of building. I think it's kind of like a hotel, but for military reasons. A bunker, like a camp, I guess you could say. Not really, but you know, you kind of got the drift. It's the same building as it was over there, but I thought it was fitting to have it over down here too. Alright, so we got our next landmark over here. This one is called Hilly Anomalies. So as you can see, the desert's fairly flat outside of right over there. And this landmark, of course, so I thought anomalies, you know, why is it so mountainous over in this area for the hills? Where I guess it's kind of, I don't really know what to call this. I don't really think deserts have hills. I guess you kind of call this a plateau, but it's not really all flat. It's kind of like flat in some areas, but nothing really too special about this one. Alright, so next up we have Boundary Borderlands, another Chapter 2 Season 1 POI. So this POI actually has a very interesting backstory behind it. This POI was originally from my OG mini BR that I never actually released, called Fortnite Royale, because that was my old Fortnite name. That's why it was called that. But this POI is from the original season of Fortnite Royale that I made, and it's very nostalgic for me, so I wanted to include it some way here. And I think I did a good job at remaking the POI over here. It's definitely not the same layout or anything. Definitely changed that up a bit, but I kind of use like the same kind of galleries and stuff, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, this is Boundary Borderlands, one of the OG POIs. This was like before Royale even existed POIs. So yeah, very nice to see. Alright, so we're in our next new POI. This is Slurp Scrapers, and I'm sure you could tell why. We got all these city buildings around. This was originally Slurp City in Chapter 2 Season 1, but I decided to add a bunch of city buildings, called Slurp Scrapers, you know, another new POI. Very nice. You know, this building was originally a movie theater, but I didn't really like it, so I kind of removed it and didn't know what else to put here. But if we go up here, okay, bad example, this one doesn't have one, but there are buildings, every building except for that one has chests on top of it. So every one of these skyscrapers, you can go up there, chests everywhere. Not really everywhere. But now we have another exotic vending machine. This time it's the Boom Sniper. Was the Dragon's Rest Sniper last season, but the Bolt got vaulted in this season, so I decided, why not Boom Sniper, considering we got the Heavy Sniper this season. And yeah, very fitting. This PC store is also part of this Slurp Scrapers POI, as well as Stir Burger and this tomato pizza pit area, which is actually new this season. This was originally a Slurp kind of museum kind of thing, but I kind of didn't like how it was looking, so I kind of tore it down last season. And this season it has been rebuilt as a pizza pit. So very nice. You got a truck over here. Got like a nice little outdoor dining area. You can go inside too. And yeah, we also got some more buildings, which aren't too noteworthy, because, you know, they're all kind of the same thing. Different colors, you know what I'm saying? But nothing really special about these buildings, other than they have a few chests on them. Then you go over here, we got Trekking Oasis Gas Station. Nice little thing. Decided, you know, put another bathroom in here this season. Originally wasn't any bathroom right here. Changed it up a little bit. Very, kind of just, you know, what you kind of expect from a gas station, BOI, you know? It's a gas station. We got another building over here. We got the counterpoint over there. We also got this nice little, like, I don't know what you really call this. Got a bunch of like food trucks. You know, you can go dine here, come eat out lunch with your friends, you know, nice little area. And then if we go across the street over here, we have the Slurp Factory, this very big Slurp Factory. So this is originally a lot more colorful, but, you know, I decided, you know, Slurp may be doing a rebrand, you never know. So we got the Slurp sign over here, and all the colored walls were taken down and replaced with these normal brick ones. It's still the same as in the inside as it was last season, however, it's just less colorful on the outside. You know, more fitting of that modern Slurp theme, what they're going for. You still got the Slurp vats in here, and yeah. We go around here, got a bunch of Slurp barrels, bunch of stuff going on over here. We go over here, and then we enter this part of the building. So a very neat little Slurp factory. Alright, so we got this next part of Slurp City. We got these buildings over here. So this area was originally empty in the original Slurp City, but this is Slurp Scrapers, so it's different now. Got a bunch of buildings around surrounding this area. And actually, fun fact, even though this area was kind of blank in Chapter 2 Season 1, there was originally going to be some nuclear reactor stacks on each side. I got rid of them because I feel like they didn't really fit anything, and I don't know, it was just kind of out of place. There wasn't really any way to get into them, so I was like, what's the point of having them? They're not really that cool. So I got rid of them. And yeah, they're now buildings. A nice decoration, a nice little high ground, you know what I'm saying? Also, fun fact, all these buildings are indestructible. You can't break them. Even though it looks like you're breaking them, you're not. Can break the sidewalk, however. Next building over here is the art, like, deco museum kind of area. You know, kind of stereotypical art deco museum. You know, you got the little room over here. You know, talk business. You know, talk money. You know what I'm saying? But nothing too special about this part. However, this one room over here, you might see what's so special about this room. So if we go in here real quick, we can see you can get a slurp juice from this. This is new this season. You can get one slurp juice from this area. One only. This is your only slurp juice. This is the only slurp juice on the entire map. And last season, it was the boombo. The boombo was the only item that was spawned here. It was like the only item here. You can only get one boombo. It was right here. And I decided, you know what? Slurp juice is really fitting for this season's theme, but you know, you can't really put it in chests. It's kind of too broken. So I decided one slurp juice over here, find it right here, and yeah, nice little secret. If you go here, you get a free slurp juice. Alright, next building over here is the car dealership. You know, kind of standard car dealership, you know what I'm saying? You know, you got chests, like, kind of everywhere. This is PY stacked with chests. You come around here, you got a little, like, car on display. You got some more cars over here. And you also got another shadow tracker vending machine. But you also got a very, very big car replica model to kind of advertise this area. I think this is really cool. You know, it's like a little car statue, I guess you could say. You can go on top of it. You can farm it. You can kind of do everything to it. Not like that, though. So, yeah, very nice. Very nice little car statue, and I kind of like it, you know what I'm saying? Alright, so now we have the next named POI. There's also a landmark in here, so we're not just going over the named POI, but we're also going over a landmark. This is the Cuddle Team tree, so it's a really big tree, nothing around the Cuddle Team leader. But if you go inside, there's a nice little cherry tree, some rocks in a circle, and a few chests. It's a nice little landmark part. It's kind of like linked to this POI, you know, theming-wise. It's very nice, and yes, definitely a nice little addition. I don't think I would remove this anytime soon. We also got the capture point for the named POI, which is Lavish Landing. We'll get to the rest of it in a second, but we also got the capture point right here. We got these three buildings, which are part of the POI. We got this kind of towers kind of building. We got like this main hut building over here, like the nice little dragon, as well as this building with some boxes in it, as well as a few chests. This building also has a dumpster, which you can dumpster dive in, and we got some more armored walls. Nice. There's also a launch pad over there. There's also one over there on these nice little, like, kind of like, I don't know what you'd call these, like these Lunar New Year kind of themed pieces. Whatever these are called. I can't really put a finger on it. And then we go down here, and we got a few more things. We got another dumpster, which you can dumpster dive in. We got another launch pad, which you can launch pad from, and you got another building, another nice tall building. Got some more boxes, more chests. It's overall just a very nice little building. Fun fact, when Chapter 2 Season 1 originally launched, there was no launch pad here. Obviously there's no dumpster because that's a Chapter 2 Season 2 thing, but there was this one building, and that was it. It's very empty. I ended up adding some launch pads around like the whole map in like a nice little mid-season update for last season, and yeah. Alright, so now if we take this launch pad, we can go over and see all this bamboo. Now, very fitting of this POI, I think. And we got like the main tower of Lavish Landing, which over here we also got, as you can see as we're coming up, another shadow tracker vending machine. There are a few of these around the map. I believe there's 3. We also got another dumpster we can dive in. Got a bunch of cardboard that time. We also got these boxes, you know, some more chests. We also got stairs. We can go up this one. There's some more chests. There's some more boxes. We can continue going up. More boxes, more chests. You know, continue going up. Got some more chests and more boxes. And we can actually go up one more time, I believe, by breaking over here. And yeah, there's more boxes. I don't believe there's any more chests, though. So yeah, very nice depth of this level. I really like this POI. I definitely think this is the highlight of it. The other parts aren't too interesting, but I definitely think I'll keep it around just for this part. Alright, so over here, this isn't a landmark anymore, but there actually used to be a landmark here. Nothing much has actually changed, but there used to be 3 secret chests around this area, and it was called the Secret Loot Stash. 3 chests. This guy was always here. But now it's no longer a landmark because I kind of had to get rid of these 3 chests for space reasons. But he's still here, you know. He was here originally. There's a nice little addition to the map that I had to sadly remove. But I thought we'd go over that since we're just going over, like, the map in general. Still a nice little cavernous area. But, yeah, nothing too special over here. Alright, so This is the Sniper Tower. It was originally added in Chapter 2 Season 1, only a few weeks ago, actually. It was added at the end of that season, kind of around week 7, and it was added in celebration of Sniper Surplus Week, a wild week that I'm probably going to do for this season again, where sniper spawn rates are doubled, which is only the hunting rifle and the bolt action, because those are the only 2 snipers in the game at the time. I believe there's only 2 here again, with the heavy sniper, as you can see in my inventory, and the hunting rifle, which is still in the game. Bolt isn't, however. However, if we go up here, you know, the name's fitting. It's a Sniper Tower. And you also get a chest, as well as, you know, some mats. Not that much, but, you know, a little bit. It's only a landmark. It was added for a little special event. Nothing too special, but very nice, notable. And I definitely think I'll probably do more little landmarks like this for other Wild Week or events I have in the game. The other 2 Wild Weeks, which were Reality Wreckage Week and Exotic Extravaganza Week, did not have POIs because I feel like those would be too extreme for POIs, but this one was very simple, you know, very fitting of kind of like the basic theme of last season. And yeah, definitely a nice little addition. I plan to do more little map changes like this throughout this season, so definitely keep a lookout for that. And yeah, let's get on to the next and final landmark. Okay, so our next and final landmark is just another Sniper Tower. However, this one's called the Sniper Outpost. It was added at the same time, and I definitely just wanted to have like another landmark, you know, kind of just having like a nice little other sniper area, kind of fitting. Got another chest, as well as some more materials, which I'll break just to be fair. And yeah, nothing too really special about this one. It's just another Sniper Tower. And yeah, we can finally get on to our last named POI. Okay, so this is Neon Cat Gas. So this was actually a really old POI, Chapter 1, Season 2 of Wotts Royale. And there's actually pretty interesting backstory behind it. So I was playing a game with H2O, UFO_H2O, and a few other people, and we were making gas stations, because at the time it was kind of like a little trend where you'd make gas stations, and yeah, we just decided to make one. And we made it, it went pretty successfully, and we used a spray as our sign, which was a neon cat spray. And if we go over here to this sign over here, it's a neon cat. How cool. Neon Cat Gas. You go over here, we have one of the original buildings. All 3 of these buildings are original buildings. This one's new, and we'll get to it. We have another Boom Sniper spawner, another Boom Sniper vending machine by the building. We got the main gas station area. And then we come over here, there's also the capture point right over here. We got the nice little Neon Cat Gas restaurant area. Come over here, you open this. Bunch of like nice little open area with a bunch of tables. Bunch of chests, as you can see by my visual indicators. Come in here, got like a nice little cook room. Got some more slap barrels, which were actually added last season, believe it or not. And yeah, we got a nice little ice machine. You can't really search it because it's not something I want to add yet. Maybe I'll add that in the future, searchable ice machines. But yeah, that's this building. We've gone through all the OG buildings. And yeah, another interesting map change was last season. We got some more slap themed decorations, as you can see with this slap board, as well as a slap sign. Because in the story, I'll explain this part really quick. So Neon Cat Gas, which is this, you know, area, the company, I guess you would call it, was sponsored by Slap Juice to kind of get it out there. And now Slap Juice is expanding with Slappy's site over there, and now there's a Slap versus Slurp competition. That's kind of how the storyline is going with the season. That's also why this building, which was not here last season, it was added this season, is now here. It's another Slap restaurant area. We got some more Slap barrels. Come around over here, you know, more Slap barrels over here. Nice little interesting little Slap building fitting with the storyline. And yeah, this is the final named POI. Alright, so I missed one landmark actually, and this one is called Izbushka, based off like the Russian myth of Baba Yaga. I'm sure you guys know who that is. There's a Fortnite skin of her in the game for some reason. And this was added in Chapter 1, Season 8. It was kind of like the Halloween themed season. It has one of my favorite Chapter 1 POIs added during that season, which is not in the game now, but maybe it'll come back in the future. Maybe it will, maybe it will. But alongside that, there was another POI called Yaga Forest. It was like a big forest area, big named POI. And this was a little landmark inside Yaga Forest. It was just kind of there, you know, at the edge. Not really doing much, but, you know, I needed a kind of another landmark, and I didn't really know what to put here. So, you know, Izbushka it is. Alright, so I actually forgot one named POI. And I don't know how. This is one of my favorites from the season. This is the Junkyard. Now, obviously, with dumpster diving being added, it was a new mechanic. I wanted to have someone to represent that new mechanic on the map. And yeah, we got the junkyard. This is like a nice little junkyard POI. A little bit of lore right there. We all saw the Slurp revamp in Slurp Scrapers. And that's kind of like where the original sign went, right there. And you know, it's a nice little junkyard POI. We got another capture point around here. Building in here. Bunch of chests around this area, as well as a bunch of wood, you know, a bunch of mats you can get. And then we kind of have like a similar building over here. Another dumpster you can dive in. And you know, some more chests, some more mats. And we also got like the big old garbage pile over here, which has the old Slurp sign from Slurp Scrapers. Maybe later in the season, Chug Central will get the same revamp. Who knows? But yeah, that is actually finally the last POI we got to go over. And I might as well just capture this to see what we get. And look at that, we got another Mythic Heavy Sniper. I don't know what I'm going to do with that, but you know, I got it. We also got some more Chili Chug Splashes. Alright, so that was Wotts Royale Chapter 2 Season 2. We gave a little map tour, you know, everything. Saw all the POIs, all the landmarks, everything interesting about the map. And yeah, new season will be out around November, December, just to let you guys know. If you guys want to know about all the updates, I'm probably going to start posting like update shorts on this channel. But I also post updates over on a Wotts Royale Twitter account. Oh, interesting. You can get updates there. If you want to listen to the music from the trailers, those are also on a separate channel. You can find that below too. And yeah, there will probably be an update for Wotts Royale next week. Make sure to look out for that. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to use code WATTSOG in the Fortnite item shop. And I'll see you in the next one.